Everybody knew everybody. It was nice. It was clean. There was no boarded up houses that looked disgusting. It was nice. I've lived here pretty much in Chicago at least 30 years out of 32 of my life. But as I got older, I could see the drug activity taking place, all the prostitution, people moving away, the bandit houses coming up.
We are here on Princeton Avenue in the heart of Franklinton, just north of Broad Street. In some ways, this is the epicenter of the crisis of vacant and abandoned houses here in Columbus. On this one block of Princeton and Chicago Avenues, just a block north of Broad Street, there are 55 residential properties, and of those, 27 are either vacant homes or vacant lots. As you can see around us, there are many boarded up properties. There are also burnt out homes here. There are trash-strewn vacant lots. And it's just an indication of how bad the problem has gotten here in Columbus.
It used to be a pretty clean neighborhood. I remember back when I was 15, 16 years old, I'm talking 23, 30 years ago, it was a pretty street. The school was still open. And it was a nice neighborhood. I guess they just figure since it's the bottoms, why worry about it? It's the bottoms. The bottom of the barrel is always the dirtiest, right?
But it's really desperate down there. It's desperate the way it's just hardly any houses is occupied. It would make my business bad because the neighborhood is empty. We had a lot of good people who worked hard who had moved out of the neighborhood. It is very sad, but what can you do?
Of the properties here, roughly a quarter of them are owned by either people or entities outside of Ohio, and they've racked up about a third of the code violations just in this one block. There are a total of about 185 code violations that have been accumulated here by various property owners since 2008.
And it's just a weird maze that you sit back and can't believe it ever got to this point, and no wonder we're not able to change it quicker. It's just not as easy as just find that one individual.
I'd like to see them either lose their properties or be forced to fix them up. If they're not going to fix them up, sell them to somebody that's going to fix them up and make the neighborhood beautiful again.
If it's an individual that owns it, you have leverage. If it's an LLC that owns it that's out of state, it's difficult to figure out how you have leverage to threaten them with the punishment. They just walk away from you.
When they follow that trail, it's unbelievable the way it goes, where those people could be. They're in Washington, they're in California. Maybe they didn't even know what they were buying as an investment.
It's burnt from the ground up on the inside. You can't tell from the outside, but it is. So walking in the front door over there could definitely be very harmful.
The problem here in Franklinton is epitomized by this situation. On this side, Michelle Williams, a homeowner, lives here with her 2 children. Next door is a property like this. It's a vacant and abandoned house owned by a South Carolina limited liability company.
Living next to the house next door, we've had kids and people walking through the yard. Then there was another situation where one of the local burglars in the area had been caught by one of the neighbors, and he again decided, because we had our light on, that he was going to choose our house to run up to. And we knew the kid that caught him and everything. So we called the police, but I grabbed my gun and made sure that the guy waited until the police got there because he was on our property. And from that point, it was taken care of. But I definitely bought a gun when I moved into Franklinton, and it's mainly because of those situations. Other than that, if it's just a normal day like today, there's nothing wrong with this area, and you just have to have a little bit of a thicker skin at times. It's got its moments.
But we need to rid the neighborhoods of these vacant structures that are blights. That is a priority. Otherwise, the existing structures there don't have a chance. Neighbors will walk away from those homes.
I got kids out back playing. I have to go check around the houses before I can let them out back in some of these yards. I don't know when somebody's in that house. They use these houses to go and sleep in when they don't have nowhere else to go. They use these houses to go and do their deeds in when they don't have nowhere else to go. I don't want my kids being out here playing and then watch a prostitute walk out the alley or walk out the house pulling up their pants or throwing something down. I don't want my kids seeing that. And to me, that's not the kind of neighborhood that any kid needs to be raised in. I walked down to the other end of the street, about a month ago? I was looking at my old house, and it's falling down. Like, it's literally falling apart. The whole front of it looks like it's just starting to cave in. It never used to look like that. Like, it never was a perfect house, but it was a home, and it didn't look the way it does now.